As you can see, somebody is taking a break. I mean, what's that about? You taking it easy there, mate? Hey? Don't you work too hard. You take a break. We had quite a storm last night, and as you can see, it's still pretty cloudy this morning, so no sun, which I've got to say is a great thing. And the reason being is that sometime during the night the dak failed. In other words, it was turning over, but there was no water coming out the tubes this morning when I hit the pond, so the pond hasn't been filled up, so it looks like we've wasted quite a bit of gasoline. I don't know what the problem is. I can barely turn that thing on and off, so I don't know what the problem is. I suspect there's an air leak somewhere, so it's not generating any pressure. So I've got to wait until I get back to the house and have a chat with my father-in-law. He'll know what the problem is. Now, Pi this morning has gone off with her mum and dad to Chiang Rai. Mum's got a hospital appointment. She's going to go and check on her back again. So, yeah, it's all good though. But, yeah, we didn't get any water in that pond last night. I think it was probably working just fine when my father-in-law turned it on. But this morning, when I came down here, no water being pumped in there at all. Well, I've fed all the fish. I've fed the ducks. I've fed the ducklings. And I've fed the dogs. And they're all happy. 29 eggs this morning. A little bit less than what we had yesterday, but that's okay, not a problem. Just glorious out here now. But that sun is just starting to wanting to poke its head through. It would actually help if we had a lot more cloud cover today because of the pond water level. It'll save it from heating up too much in there. That's life on the farm. That's it. This is what it's like. Sometimes things don't go quite according to plan, but you know, you've got to roll with the punches and go with it. Right, all the animals are now fed, so time for me to get back home and go and get a bite to eat myself. I'm starving now. It's amazing. I never ever used to eat breakfast. I just couldn't stomach eating breakfast in the mornings. And yet, you know, since I've been living out here and living on this farm, oh boy, you know, you spend a couple of hours out here first thing in the morning. Oh, by the time you've done, you're absolutely famished. You've got to eat, which is a good thing. And being that the ducks have laid so prolifically over the last couple of days, I'm going to go home and have a couple of nice fried duck eggs on toast. Lovely. Little ones out there messing about as usual. He does like to play. But, you know, kids are kids, aren't they? Okay, what'd you get? Oh, that's a clam. Ah, let me have a look at that. There you go, freshwater clam. Good, huh? Hello, mate. Yeah, tastes good. Somebody actually did mention freshwater clams. They said that they're very, very easy to breed. Apparently, just put them in the water and away they go. So, might actually give that a go. Never tried freshwater clams. If you're going to live this lifestyle, you'll quickly discover that you're prepared to give anything a go regarding what you grow and cultivate and produce. It's all food. It's all food on the table. And these guys are certainly not fussy eaters. They'll eat anything, as you can see. Grubs, crickets, bugs, you know, ant eggs. Oh, you know, and they're a thing to get, aren't they? Cool. Oh, he's cleaned it all up, look. Let's have a look. Yeah, it's quite a size, isn't it? Wow. Good, huh? Right, time to get back home, get something to eat. You and me? Ready to eat? Come on in. Let's get back home. A lot of people ask me about bananas, and you know, I've said on a few occasions that they pretty much grow wild around Thailand, especially up here. I mean, it's just so fertile. And I've shown you on a number of occasions banana trees here. But Pi said to me the other day, she said, there's a banana tree round the back of the storage shack. Why don't you go and have a look? And I said, well, what's the difference between one bunch of bananas or another? She said, just go and take a look. So I came round the back here. This is the back of the house. And this is the storage shack. I'll work my way through. This is the back of the neighbour's house. As you can see, it's more basic than ours. But as you come round here, we have a banana tree. Yes, quite unremarkable, you might be thinking, until you see the bananas on this. I don't think I've ever seen such a huge bunch of bananas. I mean, that's massive. I couldn't believe it. I really couldn't. I was absolutely astounded that one little banana tree could produce so many bananas in one bunch. You've got to admit, that's a big bunch of bananas. I don't know what goes on in the back here, I really don't. They got sort of all bits and pieces, and got mango tree here. Funny, as you walk through places like this, you'll always find people putting up little plastic baskets with straw in it so that the chickens can nest and lay eggs. They're just everywhere, chickens. You do have to watch yourself as you go through these places though, because you do get a lot of snakes. So yeah, you have to be careful where you're treading, especially under the houses. So there you have it. It's enough to drive you bananas, isn't it? As you can see, it's a beautiful afternoon. It really, really is. Yes, the sun burnt off all that cloud. That didn't last very long. I'm still really worried about this fish pond though. Not sure what happened to that dak this morning. I still think it was just an issue with air pressure in there, so have to wait until Pi's dad gets back and let him take a look at it. We've got quite a breeze blowing across the pond, so hopefully that'll keep it cool. I did actually spot a dead fish this morning lying on top. It's not a good sight, it really isn't. One question I get asked quite a bit is what made you move to Chiang Rai? You know, why did you choose Chiang Rai as a place to live? That's a good question. It actually wasn't a choice. It's where Pi came from. And Pi really got tired of Phuket. As a matter of fact, she really disliked the place. She kept on saying to me, especially in the last 6 months, of being in Phuket, that she really wanted to go home, and would I give it a go? And I've got to say, very, very reluctant, sceptical. The trouble with people is, and I'm no different, we get sort of stuck in a rut. We get comfortable. We may not like the situation they're in, but we're comfortable with it, and we don't want to move outside of that comfort zone. We're familiar with our surroundings and everything else, and as soon as you take us out of that, it can be a bit scary. It's like moving from another country. It really is. But after Pi lost her job, it was a case of, well, really no choice. So I said to her, okay, let's make a plan. Let's give it a go for 6 months and see how it goes. And I've said to you this before, if you're ever thinking about moving somewhere, especially if you're thinking about becoming an expat, give it a go for 6 months. Don't burn those bridges. Make sure that you have that lifeline to go back if you need to. So that's what we decided to do. And I'll be very honest with you now, from the moment I got off the truck and stepped foot in Chiang Rai, I don't think I've ever been happier. I can't really think of a nicer place I would rather be. It is just so beautiful. The big thing, as you guys know, is me and my motorbike, and in Phuket, riding my motorbike became a chore. In other words, I never took the motorbike out unless I absolutely had to. I had to go and do a bit of shopping or something. It's just so hazardous that it didn't matter which road you was on, there was somebody trying to kill you. It was just a nightmare, a complete nightmare. So, and I began to lose my passion for my motorbike, and it irked me. It really did irk me. I think you go through life and you have many sort of passions, and for me, motorcycling is certainly one of them. But in Phuket, that passion began to wane, and almost to the point where I actually loathed getting on it, and not because of riding a bike, but because it was so dangerous. I still remember the first day I got on my motorbike here in Chiang Rai, or in Chiang Rai itself, and I rode around, and I just thought, oh, this is just heaven. It just doesn't get any better than this. People have often asked me, is there much to do up here? And I said this yesterday in a vlog. There's tons to do. You could never get bored. You really couldn't. There is so much to do. If you're into exploring, this is one of the best regions in Thailand as far as I'm concerned. There's nothing else that can compare to it. And again, I've been lucky enough to say that I've driven around Thailand. I've been to quite a few places, but none of them have ever captured my heart the way this place has. It's just incredible. As you guys know, I do like my peace and quiet. I do, and this is it. Apart from my noisy neighbours, if you do like the peace and quiet, but you still want a little bit of nightlife and some restaurants, then living just a few kilometres outside of Chiang Rai city will allow you to achieve that. It's just brilliant. Of course, rent as well. Is so much cheaper up here. Food is so much cheaper up here. I mean, Pi and I would go to one of our, local restaurants in Phuket, and without a shadow of a doubt, we were looking at, a couple of $100 to eat. Here, of course, I can go and eat my favourite dish of khao pat moo gob, which is fried rice with crispy pork, for $50. It's just a bargain, absolute bargain. It's like the markets as well. You go to the markets here, it's it's half the price than it was in Phuket, and sometimes less than that. Absolutely amazing. So it wasn't a case of I chose Chiang Rai as a place to live. It was basically forced upon me through circumstance. But they say that life has twists and turns, and it certainly does. And in this particular twist, it just turned out perfectly, didn't it? Sometimes I think sometimes you get reluctant to make a change, and yet when you finally make that change, you take that chance, it pays off, and it pays off in a spectacular way, and it certainly has for me. So yes, I'm immensely happy here. I couldn't be happier. And somebody else asked me, would I recommend Chiang Rai as a place to retire? And again, yes. Without even thinking about it, yes. But of course, that's a personal thing. what I like, what I find interesting, may not be for everybody. We've all got different perceptions of what things are supposed to be like and what they really are. And I think, you should make your own mind up. And the best way to achieve that, of course, is to come out and have a holiday and, experience it for yourself. I'm sure you'll like it. If you like these vlogs, then the chances are you're going to really like Chiang Rai once you actually make the move and come and have a look. We've now produced 169, I think it is, vlogs, and you've only just seen a glimpse, I mean a very small window, of what goes on in Pi and I's daily lives and what's available in terms of attractions and places to go and see and explore. We've got so much more we'd like to share with you, just so much more, and we will. But obviously it takes time. So bear with us, you'll get to see so much more. Well, that's about it for today, guys. I'm back at home. We've done all the other bits and pieces on the farm. And I've got to see about getting Fam some dinner, and then I've got to see about preparing the duck food. I'm not actually sure what time Pi's going to get back from Chiang Rai, so I've got to sort out all that. Not a problem, it's all good. So there you have it. In summary, that's why we came to Chiang Rai. It basically came down to having no choice, and Pi desperately wanted to come back home. But as you can see, no regrets on my behalf, absolutely none. I just cherish every moment that I'm here. Again, it's not going to be for everybody. I appreciate that. There are some people that, would rather spend a holiday in Ibiza in the nightclubs. Certainly not my thing, but, many people do. We're all different. So if you're ultimately looking to find somewhere to retire or a place to visit on holiday, it really comes down to personal preferences. But for me personally, I think Chiang Rai has a vast amount to offer. It really does. Well, that's all, guys. I've got to get on. Lots and lots to do. Whatever you do, have a fantastic day and stay safe. And we'll see you all tomorrow. Bye for now, guys.